Hello and welcome to Space Dust Tarot. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Moonlight Dream Tarot Deck. If you follow me or if you've seen any of my videos, you know I use this deck for pick a card or a card for you kind of videos. And this is one of those decks that it's on Etsy, it's an Indy deck. I kind of was browsing Etsy and looking for tarot decks, and I saw a picture of this and I was just in love. It was like love at first sight because first of all, moon, I love the moon, and the blues and the kind of the imaging was just so soft and so dreamy and so me that I really wanted it. Now, at the time it wasn't available and I kept trying and trying and trying, and then eventually they did print more of them, and I managed to purchase one. Now this is not a cheap deck. It's an Indy deck, so it's not cheap. I'm not sure if it's available now or not. I didn't buy this that long ago. That was maybe autumn last year, something like this. I don't know if it went out of print or not. If I find out, I'll put it in the description below. Anyway, I managed to get it, and let's start with the box. So the box is a magnet box, a small one, which I think is quite good because it's easy to store, and it's sturdy. It's like a normal magnet box, and this is the inside of it. So I'm going to take some of the cards out. So it says, in the moonlight's embrace, may your journey be filled with visions and revelations, where the light of the night guides you, the depths of intuition and the heights of cosmic insight, which I think is very beautiful. So the box itself is quite beautiful. So this is by Team Hermit Haven. So if you go on Etsy, that's where you will find them. And it says that it merges ancient symbolism with a soft glow of moonlight, offering you a gentle guide through life's mysteries and encouraging personal reflection. Now, disclaimer here, when I was looking at the pictures and I fell in love with the deck, I couldn't see them in detail. And once I've got the deck, I realized that this is actually done using AI. And they do say this. So they mentioned this, and I'll show you the cards in a minute. But I was kind of a little bit disappointed. But in any case, you know, it's still a beautiful deck, and I like it. I still like it to this day. So just to let you know, there are 4 extra cards. There's the Moonlight Charging card, the Moonlight Manifestation card, the Silver Thread Connection card, and the Moonlight Purification card. So these can be used, it says on the guidebook how you use them. So you can use it to purify your deck, or to clean your deck, or charge your deck, or to help you in manifestations, or even to help you with your connection to interpret the deck. Now, because the box, oh, and by the way, these are standard tarot size. So they are quite thin. They have this linen kind of texture to it, but they are quite thin. I mean, these haven't been used a lot, but the other ones, they start wearing out a little bit in the corners. I mean, it's easy to shuffle. I'll shuffle it in the end, or I'll insert a little video with the shuffle here, but I wanted to have it on in order, so to show you the cards. But they are a little bit thin. I was expecting a little bit better quality, let's say, for an Indy deck and the price that it was. But it's okay. It's easy to shuffle. It makes it easy to shuffle, and it's not going to get destroyed that quickly. I've seen a lot worse than this, and I'm sure I'll review those decks as well. So the guidebook, because it's a small box, the guidebook is small, but actually has a lot of information. You can see how packed it is, and it has the color cards, and I mean, all the cards are so blue, this might look like black and white, but it's actually color. And one of the things that I really like about is when it talks about specific symbology or specific things that they've put in the deck and what they represent. So it has this for all of even the minors. So it has all of this. And then it says, it describes the cards and kind of like the feeling of the card. Then the upright keywords and interpretation, and the reversed keywords and interpretation. So the guidebook, I mean, it's if your site is not great, it might be a little bit difficult to read, but I do love the fact that they have so much information in such a small book. And this is where you have the extra cards and how to use them and what the symbolic elements of each one of them are. So at the beginning, you have the usual, well, not all books say this, but it tells you there's a letter to you, and then how to work with it, how a short introduction to tarot and major and minor arcana, explaining a little bit of it's very condensed, so there's a lot of information in a small guidebook. And how to connect and shuffling techniques, all of those things, how to interpret the cards. And then there's a few tarot spreads, and there is the elemental one. So you have the 1, the 3, the 4 card elemental and 4 card relationship spreads, and some tips that I really like. I mean, they went to the care of like journaling your readings and developing confidence and misconceptions. So there's a lot of like care going into this guidebook for sure. And you can see right here why like it was what was done by AI, but they've put their interpretation, I guess, to do. Maybe they didn't have an artist or something like that, but they developed the deck and then used AI to kind of help with the art. So these are the backs of the cards, and they are reversible, as you can see. All of the deck is in these blue tones that I love, absolutely love. And the deck is good for beginners because it has the basic symbology of the Rider-Waite-Smith and the interpretations, but in a very soft bluey kind of colors, which for me it works. So if you like this sort of art or this sort of color palette, it's really calming and it's really nice, and it still has all of the symbology there. And as I said, the guidebook is actually very, very good for a beginner. It does help you interpret the cards. Now, I didn't need to go to the guidebook because this is very much almost like a direct translation to Rider-Waite-Smith. It's a clone. I just went when I saw something like on a card that I wanted to know about, like what this the waterfall, for instance, in the background, what it means, and kind of like I was curious about the elements that they've put in the card and what they meant by that when they were developing this deck. So it's silver gilded here. You can see it's a little bit worn. So this edging or this gilding doesn't last long. So I use this deck for about a month. Well, as I said in my other videos, usually when I have a new deck, I use it for a whole month because I want to get to know the deck and I want to explore the deck, and I do use it for daily readings, for weekly readings, for monthly. I use it for everything, so that I can really know the deck and connect with the deck. So I use it for a month, and it did. I mean, this is like, it's really pretty because it has this iridescent kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but it is start wearing out a little bit. And as I said, like you can see that it starts peeling. So the quality is not great when you shuffle it. That's what I mean about the quality not being great, because you can see it start peeling a little bit. So I'm going to go through it and start talking a little bit. You see, this is all very, very beautiful. It has all of these stars and these kind of night cosmic soft hues, and you still have all of the symbology. This so the way that the cards are named in some of them, so here you can see it quite well, but in some of them with this kind of font and where they are, sometimes they're a little bit difficult to read, but you can see immediately by the cards what it means. So the Empress, the Emperor, I do find it's a lot softer approach. I still don't like the Hierophant here because, again, it's connected to Christianity and the Pope and Catholicism, which I have a little bit of an issue with. But that's my issue. You might not have that, but it's still it's less harsh. The Lovers is a beautiful, beautiful one. So it has all of this dreamy, I guess it's called Moonlight Dream, kind of feel to it, and you still have all of the symbology of all of them, all of the main elements and symbols, not all of them, but the main elements and symbols of the Rider-Waite-Smith are here, so you can actually follow through. I like this, that you have the Wheel of Fortune and you have like the child, the adult, and then the old man, which can be like the maiden, the mother, and the crone as well, so the different phases of life. And this is the thing, I mean, it was done by AI, and you can see, especially when it shows hands and faces, you can see that quite well. And that bothers me a little bit, but at the same time, the images are so beautiful that I really had to put it aside a little bit. The Devil is very good as well, and the Tower, like everything is a lot softer. It's not as harsh. So if you are worried about learning tarot, if you think you're scared about what you might see when you're reading, this is a really like nice soft deck. Now, how does it read? And even the sun is sometimes changed in a lot of decks, and this one still has the same elements as I said. So how does it read? So when I saw that it was AI, I was disappointed. And to be honest with you, I kind of became a little bit biased against it and didn't take it that seriously, or I thought it wasn't going to be a good deck or a serious deck. And then when I did the deck interviews, it actually told me off. So I find that readability in the deck has a lot to do with how you connect with that deck. And when I do the interviews, I do a lot of questions. At some point, I'll do a video about the type of interviews that I do for the deck. But it kind of like in one of the questions, it almost told me like, you judged me, but I'm actually quite good at this and I can actually do the job pretty well. So take me a little bit more seriously, please, in a conjunction of different questions. And the softness is really good, but you can see here in the hands in particular where the AI comes in. So I actually found that quite amusing, and I respect it a little bit more for that. So when I started using it, the month that I started using it, it was quite accurate. It is very easy to read because, again, there's nothing that goes a lot outside of the Rider-Waite-Smith. So if you're familiar with that system, this is very, very easy to read. I must say, though, that I got to a point where I got a little bit bored, because when I use the decks for a month, I want to explore everything that the deck has and everything that the artist has put into the deck. So I want to know why they use this color. I want to know why they did this way and that card the other way. And I want to kind of like feel and find new things in each of the cards and kind of like explore deeper the meanings of the deck. And I must say that after maybe 2 weeks, that was done for this deck. Because again, it has the same symbology as the Rider-Waite-Smith, and the little things extra that it has, it's not that much. So it doesn't even have as much symbology as the Rider-Waite-Smith. So it kind of like shrinks it down, and it makes it easier for a beginner. If you're a beginner, so you're not overwhelmed with everything that the Rider-Waite-Smith has and all the meanings of everything in a card. So it makes it a little bit more simple. It brings it back to basic. But then if you're an experienced tarot reader, excuse me, if you're an experienced one and you want to kind of explore the deck, then there is not that much to explore. So I like the fact that they didn't put a person here and how you have the sun coming in at the top here. So I did get bored after a while. I did use it for the whole month, and but I started like it wasn't as exciting for me as I wanted. These like cards that are by the sea and by the water, again, very much to do with me. I am a Cancer sun, and even though I identify a lot more with my rising sign, which is Virgo, I've always, when I was a kid, I was a lot more Cancer than I am now, and the moon, even before I knew I was a Cancer, and it was the planet or the astrological body associated with Cancer, I was already obsessed with the moon. With night, I always preferred night and darker things in blues. So this and water, because I grew up by the sea, I was always in the water. I one of the things that I miss the most about living in the UK and in London is how far I am from the sea and how much I miss it. So everything, all of the themes, all of the colors of this deck are so me, and as I said, it's easy read, it is accurate, and I don't use it for my personal practice because, again, I use one deck a month and then I have a few decks that I use for specific things, but I use this one for other people, and I think that it's again, I do think it's a good deck if you're a beginner, if you're reading for other people, because it can be very calming if you have a nervous client or something like that. So this might be quite a good deck for that. But again, there's a few caveats with that. And I must say that now I always check if the decks are done by AI. I work in technology. I work with AI all the time. I go deep into the technology. So there are a few concerns that I have. I do not like the fact that AI is used instead of creators unless you have no other choice. But if you're doing a deck, I think AI is not the way to go. I think if you're already putting the effort into it, maybe go with a human artist. But I mean, not to say that I wouldn't buy another AI deck if I really loved it. And I must be honest, even if I knew it was AI, I probably would have bought it anyway, because again, it's these colors are just me and the moon, and I just love looking at this deck, and it does calm me down. So I'm going to keep using it for clients and for my social media. So hopefully you'll see more of it and in the next few videos or for the future. So once again, if you like this, just subscribe or follow or leave a comment. Let me know. I haven't seen this reviewed anywhere before, so I think this is the only review. Let me know if you have it or if you're interested in having it, and what do you think about it and all of this AI discussion. What your thoughts are about AI. Yes, and I'll see you soon for another deck review or a card reading. Bye.